It's the fourth week of training and Hell Week began. There were no entries in Blue's journal between Sunday, November 2nd and Saturday, November 8th. Of the 6 blacks that started training, only 2 were left, including Blue. The others were either dropped for performance or rang out. Most SEAL recruit classes lose the majority of their class during Hell Week. The recruits were extremely nervous about what to expect. They were used to getting a weekly schedule of evolutions so they could prepare both physically and mentally for what was expected. There was no schedule for Hell Week. All the recruits knew was to be in the barracks by 9 p.m. Sunday evening. The instructor smirked and advised the recruits to get some sleep because they would need it. The SEAL instructor turned off the lights as he exited, and the barracks was immersed in darkness. Blue was unable to sleep, so he tossed and turned in his bunk, trying to imagine what lay in store for him. The quiet in the barracks was eerie as the recruits awaited their fate. This was the calm before the storm, and Blue finally dozed off. At the stroke of midnight, all hell broke loose. The instructors barged into the barracks, firing machine guns and lighting explosives. The noise was deafening, and the bright lights from the explosions was disorienting. An instructor barked orders for the recruits to get dressed and assemble outside in an impossible 30 seconds. A few moments later, the group mustered in the chilly California darkness. The SEAL instructor was staring at his watch. He raised his head, and his deep voice resonated. "It's Hell Week, people, and you are late for my formation. All of you, go get wet." The group sprinted the quarter mile to the ocean and dove into the frigid water. They returned to the instructor soaked and cold. Each team was told to grab their IBS. The 6 to 7 man teams were advised to keep the IBS on their head for the remainder of the week. When not in an active evolution, the rubber boat was to be carried on the recruits' heads. Due to constant attrition from guys ringing out or being injured, the recruit teams were always being adjusted. The individual squads of men did not like when one of their team rang out or was dropped from buds. That meant more work for those left trying to pick up the slack. An instructor yelled, "Report to the pool for relay races!" And the back-to-back evolutions of Hell Week had begun. Competition between the squads was constant during buds. This competitive environment was intensified during Hell Week as the recruit teams entered the pool and raced each other. A SEAL instructor paced back and forth saying, "It pays to be a winner, people. It pays to be a winner." The recruit teams that came in last were punished, while the winning teams were allowed a few moments of precious rest. Blue and his team were huddled together, trying to stay warm while they awaited their next race. The men were clinging to each other, using what body heat they had to keep the next man warm. An instructor commented that they were using good judgment and teamwork by sticking close to each other. It was pointed out that the use of body heat might save a life one day in combat. The instructor said, "Welcome to Hell Week," before turning a water hose on Blue's group and soaking them to the bone.